Still we keep on learning every single day. Still we keep on dreaming, finding our own way.
You from the
I hope everybody can hear me okay, and good morning. Just to talk about a little bit on what's happening in the next few minutes is we're going to go through some strategies and tactics of understanding how to build the most active and dazzling LinkedIn profile and how to master the art of it, and also how it's going to help whoever is watching and will watch later the recorded version in their professional and personal success. So before we begin, I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Maruf, and these two little cartoon photos actually describe me pretty simply. The first picture shows that a bunch of friends are waving hands, which talks about me being a very, very friendly person. I love to make friends, I love making connections, and I love connecting with people. And the second picture where someone's trying to help somebody to get up is that I'm always extending my support in the community to help the other ones. So I want you to not remember me as a person who works for this company or does this and that. If you can just remember me as these two cartoonish feature, then I'll be happy. However, talking about a little bit of my career, I'm currently working with Rogers as part of the business team, and I look after the small, medium, and large business sector around New Brunswick and the Atlantic provinces. Before this, I used to work with Bell in similar roles, but more on the retail side. So currently, I'm part of the Rogers business team as the business development manager. Besides this, I do a whole lot of volunteer activities as well. I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce as an ambassador for business. I also work with the City of Moncton as part of the Social Inclusion Committee. Tayo and me, we also work together with TMDC on different projects, which is a brand new establishment as a nonprofit in the community. And there are a few other nonprofits that I work with, for example, Magma, Cafe, Big Brother, Big Sisters, etc. I don't want to bore you with more information on the same topic. Before I moved in Canada from Bangladesh originally, I used to work for a few different industries there and have a total of around 12 years of career so far. So I used to work for a company called Japan Tobacco International. It's a tobacco manufacturing company. Um, Before that, I used to work with Samsung Mobile. As you can see the logo, big fan of Samsung always. I'm an Android person. Uh, One of the differences between me and Tayo because he's an iPhone person. So the other thing is that I used to before that I used to work with Mitsubishi Motors. So I actually shifted different industries time to time, but that gave me a lot of experiences to gain. And prior to Mitsubishi, I used to work for British American Tobacco, which is again a tobacco manufacturing company, which falls under the fast-moving consumer goods industry. And I had a wonderful experience there. So enough about me. Let's move on to the goal for the day. So what I believe, whoever is watching this, the goal should be very simple and straightforward, and I put it in three topic. The first thing is that you want to build a stronger social media presence. And when it comes to being present professionally, social media means LinkedIn, as simple as that. There are many other platforms we know, but some of them are more for your personal communication, personal connection building. But for professional side, LinkedIn is the way to go. And today we will go through different aspects of it on how you build the most dazzling profile. Once you do that, you get an opportunity to connect with your experts as well, connect with people from your industry or the industry that you want to move into. And once you have the right profile digitally, because why I say digitally, the reason is you can be present physically in one place, but you can be present digitally in many, many places. You are probably in Moncton or somewhere in New Brunswick or somewhere in Canada, but you can present yourself anywhere in the world when you have a proper digital profile of yours that is active and you are also sailing the boat right. And these may help you to get the kind of job that you want and build network or line up new professional career choices, whatever you want to. Moving on, we want to start with understanding your target. So who are your target audience? And we've clubbed that into two different categories. One part calls individuals and demographics. The other part, we call it industry and pain points. So before we talk about these things, it is important to understand that someone who will value you, someone who will talk to you, and someone who will be interested in you. The question is, when that time comes, the answer is written in the bottom line with three different phrases. If you can help somebody make money, or if you can help somebody save money, or if you can help someone make life, I mean, if you can help somebody get their life made easy, that is when you get the attention and the interest from the other person. You have to help someone make money or save money or make their life easy, as simple as that. Now, to be able to successfully execute this part, you need to then understand the kind of demographic and the kind of individuals that you want to connect with. If you're coming from for example, let's say pharmaceutical background, so you need to find out your pharmacy industry and demography and where these kind of people are, what kind of professionals are very active in their digital media profiles, and then gradually target them. And if that is the industry that you pick, one of the things that you need to look carefully is where is the challenge coming from in that industry? What are the biggest pain points of those people? If it's let's say if it's a non-profit organization or if it's a non-profit industry, where are the non-profits struggling the most? What do they really look for? What are some of the common things that the non-profit leaders are looking for all the time? They're probably looking for support, probably looking for funding, they're probably looking for volunteer support as well. So when you understand this and then you move on accordingly, offer your services to them and connect them primarily, it becomes easier to communicate with them and then convince them on what you want to do. So it's very important to understand your target. Do not go randomly. Do not just reach out to random people. That doesn't make sense. Of course, there are influential profiles and professionals who you can always connect. But first, if you do that, then you will not get the value that you expect. You have to first build your profile and then gradually connect to them. Okay? Have that credibility built, have that acceptance built at the beginning. So that's about understanding the target. Moving on. The first thing first about LinkedIn is it is not a resume. LinkedIn is not a resume, it's more of a landing page for yourself. So if someone's actually looking at your profile or clicking on your profile, nowadays with the basic LinkedIn profile, you can see a couple of people who are viewing your profile. So you have an idea what kind of people you are uh, uh, getting your attention to. And then on premium profiles, you can see a lot more. So it's important to understand that it's a landing page, it's not a resume. And this part is critical because most of the people who are not very successful in making their profile right on LinkedIn, they make their profile look like their resume. So if we all have our resume, but if we do the resume replication on your profile, then that doesn't really make sense. So how to make it a landing page, we're going to move on step by step. These are some of the four most important, most important things that people see on your profile. The first thing is your photo. The second thing is the headline. Headline is basically under the name, that line that appears that talks about yourself. That is your headline. Then there is this about section. This is number 3, and people will see your about section only when they're interested after looking at your photo and your headline and your name, of course. So that comes at number 3. And lastly, when someone is very interested on you and want to know more about you, they would want to see what kind of posts do you make, what do you create, what kind of contents do you share, what does your media section look like. So these are the 4 most valuable things that you need to understand and fix at the beginning. So let's first fix the photo. To fix the photo, these are some of the uh, strategies that I follow and I suggest to the people I work with. It has to be a headshot, of course. Everybody has more or less a headshot. Some of us don't, that's okay. But your headshot where your face is visible is important to put it as the photo. And it needs to be an uncropped one. You cannot put a photo where you're having a group picture and then you crop yourself and then you put it on your profile. You have to look at the camera as well, because if you don't look at the camera, that eye contact feel is missing. So people don't appreciate that. And let's make a background which is nice, not in front of a waterfall where things are not clear and might be a little blurry. So you can always get a headshot from places like Staples or any other places. If you have a photographer friend, ask them to just take a photo of you. Contact TMDC if you want to, and you can get your photo sorted. Okay. TMDC has its own digital media team, which is fantastic and super creative and super fast. I can always vouch for that. Besides the photo, nowadays LinkedIn is also promoting the fact that you can put multiple cover pages. So if you have multiple characteristics that you play during the day, for example, for me, I do actually. I work a 9 to 5 job with Rogers, so that's my professional day job. Besides this, I do a lot of fun stuffs like delivering training, volunteering, helping people, building career development plans, working on language development, teaching programs, and many more. So my weekends are always busy. So what I can do, which I did not, and I suggest you do that, uh, you can create your own cover page that talks about your professional side, and then you can create a second cover page that talks about your passion or your volunteer side or your other personal priorities. This way, people can see both of both side of yours, and that's going to be really helpful. Moving on. Why it's important? Yes, the profile with a photo is viewed a lot more than the ones that don't. For example, I don't even feel interested when I see that there is a person who has reached out to me or added me on their followers list, um, but they don't have a profile photo. So I don't really understand whether or not it's a real thing. So it's a lot of question mark that comes in my head. So that's why I emphasize, and this is one of the first thing you need to make sure. And it's not very hard to do it, I believe. Moving on, fixing the headline. So this is also very critical. Most of the people that I see who creates or organizes their headline, they just write down their career title and probably the company that they work at. So again, that is when you make your profile look like a resume. So I'm a business development manager in with Rogers. I, if you see my profile, and probably we can visit it at some point. If you see the profile, you will not see that I have written that I'm a business development manager at Rogers. Let's take a look at my profile just to see how does it look like. Tayo, can you confirm you can see my screen? You're on mute.
Not yet.
Uh, I am on my
You have
profile.
to stop sharing this one, then share the new screen.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing and then
Yeah,
I
now share the new
will
screen.
share the screen again. Okay, so can you see it now?
Yep, yeah, yeah.
So on the profile, you have my profile photo, you have my cover photo, as you can see, and this is my name. You can also add a recorded voice as an introduction. And then the next line is basically the headline. And it says, in my case, inspiring entrepreneurs as Rogers consultant for business. Passionate trainer, community manager, transformer, connector. Some keywords that resonates me as a person. So that is your headline. And it is important to highlight. I'm going to go back to the other screen. Give me 1 second while I talk. So it is important to highlight three most relevant things to create or build your headline. And those three things are on the screen. Number one, who do you help? What kind of people do you support? What kind of individuals with you work with? What kind of outcomes you deliver? Meaning, what kind of result that you bring in? And the third thing is, how do you do it? So when you answer these three questions in one sentence, preferably, or maybe two, the shorter the better, because people have a very low attention span and they keep on forgetting things that they see. So I talked about that I inspire. I talked about that I inspire entrepreneurs and I work as the Rogers business consultant. It's slightly easier for me because everybody knows the company that I work with. It's just three different telecom companies in the country, majorly operating. So when I say that I work as a Rogers business consultant, people have the idea. I mean, professionals have the idea of the kind of things that I do, but they don't have the detail of it. So I get an opportunity to talk about that a little bit as well, which I mentioned at the beginning that I work with small, medium businesses. So I work for Rogers, but I don't work with end customers. People like Teo, directly I cannot work at his home, but I can work with him at his business. So if you know what kind of people you work with and help and what kind of results do you drive and how do you do it, make it to bring it together, make a line, and then that becomes your headline. And this is where you need to carefully choose the keyword. For example, if I am talking about myself, I have carefully chosen my keyword, business consultant, the name of the company, which in one word explains a lot. Entrepreneurs, because any businessman or woman is an entrepreneur in my viewpoint. So, and I inspired them. How do I do it? That's a bit of a mystery, but I can give you an example where I have inspired somebody. So, someone running through a problem, technology wise, communication equipment wise, I reach out to them and I give them solution that gives them two major things. One, a solution that they didn't need to look for. Two, I provide direct support. I have a big team of IT and operations specialists working with me. So I create my own solution for individual customers and I help them in different ways. So all of this actually makes that individual business person happy and supported. That leads to inspiration. So it's important to fix the headline and the way we are looking at it is one of the best way to go. Moving on, about section. This is again also highly critical. It comes further down on your profile if you take a look at it at a moment. And this is where you actually explain the reader what have you done? What do you do? And what can you do? If you, I'll send you my profile link at some point later in the presentation. You will be able to see that whatever I have done in the past in my career, I have summarized it. I started with a hook. A hook could be a question. Let me stop sharing again because I really feel like we should go and see uh, what do we have in the profile. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Sorry for the inconvenience. I think
Yeah,
my profile
you
is
can see now.
visible. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So let me see. LinkedIn also does give you a bit of an analytics, like which is private to you. Nobody can see it, but you can actually see or understand what kind of visibility that you're getting. So, for example, for me, I see that 516 people has viewed my profile in the past few weeks, post impressions, search appearance, etc. And you can go much detail, but this is where the about section comes in. What I wrote to begin with is that looking for an effective tech solution for your business or and interested in executing cost-effective measures for your business and save on your taxes. I do work with a couple of financial advisors and help businesses and also personals. This is not related to business, it's a little bit on the personal side to help people save their tax money in different ways. So I put that part as well. And then I mentioned how I can help, the kind of things that I have done before. The last line that is very critical is I mentioned send me a message and let's chat to build a partnership together. So why does this matter? Let's go and check. You have to end with a CTA. CTA stands for call to action. So if you lead with a hook successfully, so people have their interest, you capture their interest, then you explain what you do and what can you do, and then you end with an action item. That is what we call it CTA. So you can write it in your own way, and you can write it with special bullet points or special characters, make it visually appealing. That's totally fine, and people enjoy that. We're moving on. Some of the best use of feature sections. So as you can again see on my profile, there is this section called feature section, and this is where I have put my recent activities. You can actually put quite a few. The last thing that I did was I did a little video project with a friend, and I put that video where I talk about myself, my work, my career, something that I don't do on a daily basis, of course. Uh, I mentioned that, and that is part of my feature. The other two things are recommendations, and we're going to talk about it soon. You can put your own content, own images, photos, videos, presentations, the kind of case studies or testimonials that you have probably earned or achieved throughout your career in life. If you have done some sort of training that has majorly impacted your knowledge base or built your capability, highlight that as well so that your target audience get to see the kind of trainings that you have gone through. I did a lot. I actually put a lot of training certifications way before because I have gone through different trainings. I've received training from UK and Switzerland on different management subjects. And I have been a trainer before, people who know me from Bangladesh. So I did those stuffs and I keep on changing my profile. So right now they are not on the featured section, but at some point they were. Some of us who are bloggers or they have their own website or own content web space, they can put their own stuffs to just to prove that how relevant you are as a person. Moving on. Social proof. Yes, this is what I was talking about. So you see, there are two people who talked about me as part of the recommendation. That is what the social proof is all about. And it's very important to build credibility as a LinkedIn user, where people come to you and put a comment and share their work experience with you. And that's one of the most powerful things that I have seen or I have learned over the past few years. This helps other people to see how you have impacted the lives of individuals. So one of the first person that you see, someone from August 2025, she was actually a client of mine. And there are people who have been my colleagues, people who I have worked with, the kind of trainings that I do. I put all of these in the featured section, and it's really helpful. So try to build at least a couple of social proof that you can show to your audiences that will make your profile much more powerful, and you can play well in the LinkedIn world. Moving on, another big important thing is becoming an all-star profile holder. A lot of you, when you are watching this, may or may not know what a all-star profile is. Members with all-star profile see the most relevant contents on their feed and are visible to the most relevant people, because when you have an all-star profile, LinkedIn's algorithm is strict in a way it it pushes you up to get more visibility. Now, the biggest question that some of you may have is, how do we do this? When you have your LinkedIn profile, someone who is not an all-star profile, LinkedIn, time to time, occasionally, they will send you a bit of a notification when you see on your profile. It will pop up with different information. I cannot show this because mine is an all-star profile now. But if I go back a few years ago, it showed me, hey Maruf, your this information or this section is missing. So LinkedIn will ask you to fill up those stuffs, like all the current positions, the industry information, whether or not you have enough amount of photos to cover the profile, whether or not there are skills that you have achieved in a certain company when you worked is mentioned by you. It has to be done manually. Your education, your volunteer experience, your trainings, your other associations are all mentioned. That is when your profile becomes an all-star profile. And this actually gets you a huge mileage visibility-wise. As it says, statistically speaking, all-star profiles get 27 times more viewed than non-all-star profiles. Some Some search engine optimization secrets that I would like to quickly mention is that you can customize your URL. If we go back to my profile, and on the top right, you can see I selected this line, public profile and URL. You can see this link that I share with a lot of people when people want to connect with me over LinkedIn. My profile link is very easy and simple. My name and linkedin.com. So it could be yours as well. If your name is Mr. XYZ, you can put www.linkedin.com/in/ then your name part. If you don't do it, LinkedIn will automatically select a random code or letters combination and make your profile. So when you want to become more optimized search engine wise, you want to put your name on the URL just to make sure that it is more connected and visible. You know how Google's search works? If 200 people suddenly comes to, let's say, tmdc.com and see what's happening, automatically Google will push the profile up in Moncton or in New Brunswick or in Canada because it's getting a huge traffic. So to drive traffic to your profile, it's important that your profile is well optimized. And that's why I have done that, and you can do the same. Finding the right keywords, including your website and links again. If you have any online presence, things that you have done, any videos or contents that you have made, put that in so that people can see. The whole idea is to help people see what you bring in. So if you can do that successfully and balance a strike between the personal branding and also work, you will be definitely successful. If you go to my profile and see uh, how I have been putting contents. You will not see that I put a lot of stuffs on Rogers. I don't do that. I do things that drives me from my passion. But I do make Rogers posts sometimes as well, and I help my audience understand what do I do. So moving on, some of the engagement secrets that we have on LinkedIn is engaging publicly. Yeah, we of course can send messages to individuals, but when we engage publicly, LinkedIn algorithm is built in a way, it again increases your visibility. It forces you to be visible to other people's profile, even if they are not your friend. I get this question a lot. Like there are people who contacted me, added me on their profile, we became connected. They first saw me on their feed and they didn't know me. I have no idea who they are, but they saw me on their feed because my profile is being pushed out beyond my connections. And LinkedIn is doing it. I'm not really doing it. To be able to do it successfully, you have to engage publicly. So like, comment, and tag people, share ideas. This is gonna really help you. When someone comments you, respond to each and every comment and respond in a unique way. If you got a job and people are congratulating you, just don't say thank you, thank you, thank you to every single post. Doesn't look very nice. It's your opportunity to connect with that individual in a common, in a public environment and make the best use of it. A lot of the cases, I suggest to support other people's content as well. I also share other people's achievements, posts, contents, just to make sure that they get enough visibility and their connection gets visibility of that too. Keep on connecting with people. Do not just not do anything. When you have a profile ready, start connecting with people and engaging with them. These things really trick the algorithm of LinkedIn, and it increases your probability and opportunity to be seen more and more. Some connection strategies, just like, I mean, we have discussed already some of them. Streamlining your search as you want to work under the specific industry, possibly. So there are ways to, streamline your search. LinkedIn search option is actually very good. You can search by people, category, time, location, companies, industries, etc. Let's start with people you may know, and then try to find out if you have common connection from one person to the other. And then you send the connection request to those connections. And always keep on checking what kind of people are trying to see your profile. What kind of people are trying to see your profile indicates the kind of people that you are being attracted to on LinkedIn. Moving on with the DM strategy. So DM stands for direct message. So I get a lot of DM and I do send a lot of DMs as well. The best thing that I found, and it's already always evolving, is to first introduce yourself, then get to the point very, very fast. Do not just send a message saying, "How are you?" Do not just send a message saying good morning or good afternoon. So if other person is receiving that, they don't really know what to respond. Yeah, they can always respond to you, good afternoon, and then it kind of stops. So it's better to say hello, introduce yourself, get to the point faster. I mean, why are you trying to reach out? It's important for me or any busy professional to see if someone is reaching out to you, what is the reason behind it? That is why getting to the point faster is very, very important, the middle pillar. And lastly, you do another CTA, call to action. So if you want to set up a call, set up a meeting, set up an appointment, highlight that. Give your details, your email, your phone number, whatever you want to, and then ask them to do that. Or if you don't want to do that, if you want to build a conversation, it's always nice to end with a question that is relevant to both of you. And that is when people get interested to shoot a reply. The goal is to make people think, okay, this person has sent me a message. Okay, I should send a reply. And that's how the conversations are generated. If you do not know that person, that's fine. You can still send them a DM. one of the best ways is to build connection is to, even if you don't know them, you start engaging them publicly on their different contents. If they have done something nice, put in a nice comment. If they have achieved something, say congratulations and add some value to it. These indirect ways really help you to build sort of a connection. And then if you can message, then they feel that, okay, this person is at least known to me, name wise or photo wise. And I have gone through the same experience 1,000 times, I guess. So that's the summary on DM strategy. LinkedIn Premium, whether or not it's worth it, it's a big question, and not everyone has the right answer. You will see people talking about LinkedIn Premium and saying that it's not worth it. You will also see people talking about LinkedIn Premium and say that it's worth it. If you ask me, I will say yes. If you ask somebody else, they might say no. But before we get to that answer, understand what LinkedIn Premium gives you. It has 4 different types of premium accounts. If you're trying to build your career, getting hired and move ahead with your career, obviously the first one is your choice. If you're building your business and nurture your business network, then number 2 and number 3 as well, because that's going to help you generate sales leads. LinkedIn has an amazing sales lead tool, which is a kind of a uh, uh, digital version or social media version of Salesforce. Um, and lastly, if you are a recruiter, if you are looking to hire the right kind of people, you should get to the hiring premium account that gives you special features to find out the right talent that you want to pick. And you get to have a lot of, messaging options. You get more visibility because premium profiles are ahead of the regular profiles, of course, and more people can see you and can reach out to you. But the answer to the question whether or not it's worth it, the answer is if you have a strategy. If you want to build your network, if you want to build your connection, if you want to play with LinkedIn really, like I do that every single day. If I have done nothing on my account in one day, before sleeping, I at least find out 3 people that I want to connect. I look for people, I look for companies, and then I can send connection requests, and then I go to bed and sleep. If you have strategies like that, LinkedIn Premium is definitely worth a shot. And even if you are not very sure, there is 1 month free version that you get, which you can use. And then you can decide whether or not you like it. All right. So if anybody has any question, they can definitely drop it or send message to TMDC on to me directly, and I'll be able to answer them, of course. And this is my last slide where I want to talk about some of the fails that you must avoid. If you do not include keywords in your headlines and posts, you will not be receiving enough attention and visibility on LinkedIn. Keywords are very critical for LinkedIn. And when I say keywords, I don't really mean the hashtags because they are kind of fading away, but other keywords related to your work, to your industry. And it's not very hard to find. Just check your profiles and you will understand the kind of common keywords that people use. Please do not ruin in your personal brand by putting irrelevant contents, grammatical mistakes, anything that's questionable, or any kind of misspelling. So attention to detail is very important. And if you make mistakes, your value goes down. I personally really believe it, and I have seen people failing because of this ignorance. Lastly, and I do this, I know 97% people don't do this, but I urge you to do it. Once you have a LinkedIn profile, do not just stay there. Keep changing in every few weeks at least. I keep on changing my profile all the time. A few weeks later, if you see my profile, it's gonna look different. So I love doing that. I love spending time on it, and I would suggest you do the same. All right, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening, and I am happy to connect with you and grow network together, influence other people, and support other people. Feel free to send me a message or an email. The QR code talks about my profile, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.